With the stretch drive now fully in place, the Sharks needing a win, pull out the victory 5-4 against the Edmonton Oilers in a thrilling game this afternoon. We've got that and a special guest from the far north after this. But first, if you want to be a part of the show and join the conversation, join us and fellow Sharks fans across the socials on the YouTube chat, the X, the Instagram, the Facebook, the Threads, the Discord, the Reddit, and of course the shenanigans going down at TikTok. And then, of course, all of that and more at tealtownusa.com. Of course, if you want to help support the pod, at Teal Town USA on the Venmo machine. And I'm very, very happy to be joined by two of my good friends. And Mr. Ian, welcome back.
Yeah, good to be on. I'm not going to stay too long because this isn't obviously my usual setup, and I don't know how much battery my phone has left. But I just wanted to come and say hello from San Jose, California. Something I never thought I'd actually say.
Yeah. So how about letting us know when you're going to get in a game?
Tomorrow.
Yes, for those of you who are joining the Sharks at the SAP Center tomorrow, you will be able to meet Ian Reed.
Yep, I will be there. Hopefully, a lot more less running on fumes than I am now. But,
yeah,
this is really good.
Yeah, well, it looks like.
Go ahead.
Looks like I'm going to be purchasing a ticket and going to San Jose tomorrow.
Oh my! You waited a little long. I've been hearing that it's been harder to get tickets now.
StubHub for a single's not too bad. All right. Well, thank you, Ian, for joining us, and of course, I'm always, we're always joined by Mr. Tyler. And Tyler, how are you doing this afternoon?
Oh, I mean, it's positively the best kind of game for me. I mean, it's only barely just gotten dark. It's not pitch black outside, even though I have the curtains drawn. I don't need to sacrifice sleep in order to do one of these podcasts. This is the perfect kind of game for me. The Sharks won.
Yeah, right. I mean, it'd been a little bit since the Sharks had won a game. And like I said before, the team really did need to pull out the win. And I think some players needed to step up, especially a guy who was not happy with his season, who ends up with the game-winning goal. But yeah, I think a good overall effort at the beginning of that game. The Sharks, end up getting rewarded a couple of times in that first frame, actually 3 times in the first frame, with Macklin Celebrini opening up the scoring at 8:34 with his 29th goal of the year. Will Smith with his 23rd assist. Gents, I mean, these two are just the dynamic duos down in the offensive zone, and I don't really think that they missed a beat since the Olympics. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Macklin Celebrini was great in the Olympics, and he was good again today. I mean, he's the driving force on this team. This team is nowhere without him. I mean, what can you say, right? He's good. Super hardcore analysis there, I know. But I mean, I don't know, what do we say about Macklin Celebrini that we haven't said a million times now? The in and out was fantastic.
I can't even think of a joke of what to say that we haven't said before already.
Yeah.
I mean, the likelihood is he's not winning the Hart this year, even though, there's some opportunity in the future. But no, I mean, this kid has easily been the hottest. I don't even know what we call him anymore because he's not a rookie and he's not a prospect. But he's been the hottest young player in the NHL.
Phenom,
yeah.
Sensation. There's so many adjectives you can use. And thank you, Isaac, for the a super chat donation there, $1.99. Was at the game, fifth row. Go Sharks! Yes, very much. Go
Nice.
Sharks! And I think we'll be in the crowd tomorrow, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But yeah, Sharks playing well, and again another sellout tonight, this afternoon, and it's good to see the Tank kind of getting the mojo back. And honestly, I mean, it's starting to sound like Tank of old. What says you guys?
I mean, I don't think
Sounds
either
like
one.
it on TV. I can't. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I don't think either one of us can say what the atmosphere was like in the game today. However, we can definitely get some feedback from Ian tomorrow.
I can't wait, man. I'm so jacked.
Yeah, I think we will probably get a Teal Town group picture. I mean, we're gonna have to, right? Because this is a momentous occasion.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Hawkeye will get us all sorted out on X, and we'll figure it out.
For
But
sure.
yeah, 100%.
Well, the Sharks would follow it up with a second goal. Michael Misa on the power play, his third goal of the year with Tyler Toffoli, and really just a stick-to-itive type of goal where you keep going at it in that crease, and you're rewarded. And guys, I mean, we're seeing Michael Misa now start to evolve in front of our eyes. And somebody who we'd love to see grow into that second line role. And I mean, so far so good. What are you guys thinking of Misa's progression so far?
Misa's been really good since they basically took the training wheels off of him. Like before the break, I thought his game really came on, and then since they came back from the break, even though this is the Sharks' first win since been back from the break, but I think like he's played his best hockey, coinciding kind of with. Unfortunately, the Sharks struggle, which I think doesn't really, do him a lot of favors because I think he's been really, really good. Even as the team struggled, he's been one of the highlights of those games.
Mr. Paul Medina, thank you so much for the In and Out Fund, $4.99 for Mr. Reed's In and Out Fund.
Well, I might have heard through the grapevine that there might have already been some In and Out.
Oh, we were starving. Yeah, we so Puck Guy came in. Puck Guy came, the beautiful human being that he is, came and got us from the airport. And before he brought us back to the room, we stopped at In and Out and ate. And I think I had like a protein bar on the plane, and that was like all I ate today. So it was like not only is In and Out great, but like it was, after not eating for all that time, it was the greatest food that I've ever had.
That was like the best In and Out ever.
Ever.
Yeah, it's I guess, is that like your first food out of prison when you get off the plane? No longer have to deal with the airport food.
It's so expensive too, right? And the thing is like we left so early. Like I don't like eating early in the morning because usually it doesn't sit well. And then when we got to Minnesota, by the time like we got a drink, and then it was basically time to get on the connecting flight, and then it's another 3.5 hours to San Francisco. So yeah, it was glorious.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that Puck Guy was able to get you, and I'm glad that you were able to get your In and Out fix so far. You got to get that Lavix next. You got to get that Mexican food on.
There's like one like not too far away from where I'm at, so that's definitely going to be a thing that happens. There's one just up the street, so
nice.
Are you just down or like just across the street, or are you connected to the convention center? Are you off of God, what street is that?
I am over by the San Jose airport.
SJC, yeah.
Yeah. I'm over in this neck of the woods. I don't know. I haven't really checked out the surroundings too much yet. Because I got in, like, Puck Guy dropped us off, and then came in. I watched the game, and then we haven't really done much other than that. So
yeah, probably just take the evening, right, to just decompress.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Well, Leon Draisaitl, I mean, he would decompress on the power play with his 31st of the year with Connor
Yeah.
McDavid and Bouchard getting the assists. And this would be a theme, throughout the afternoon where Edmonton just would not go away. I mean, every time you thought, okay, maybe the Sharks are going to put them away, Edmonton's like, nope, we're still here. And luckily, the Sharks did battle back with Barclay Goodrow getting a goal, a good fourth line goal coming in 17 minutes at the end of that first period, Zakov Sofchuk and Klingberg. But you thought, okay, yeah, you got 3 goals in that first period, but that one goal kind of just stuck out in my craw a little bit. Like they should have kept the foot on the gas. Ian, it's not, I see you nodding along there. It seems like you kind of saw the same thing.
Yeah, it's frustrating, right? Because like this is a team where the Sharks have had leads on this team and then they've kind of pissed them away. They lost the last game they played, they lost in that overtime. And I think that's the same thing that happened the time before they played too, if I remember correctly. So it was definitely like concerning when they kind of let Edmonton get back. I mean, I don't want to say let Edmonton because obviously when you have Leon Draisaitl, you have Connor McDavid. Um, they're gonna force their way back into games, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it was concerning, right? Because it just looked like at the end there, if not for Askarov, like
Mm-hmm.
we could have easily had a three-peat of pissed away leads and then losses to the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this goal is really one that kind of kicks off a pattern that was in this game of realistically, I know people were not happy with some of the saves that they thought Askarov should have had, but I'm like, most of these goals were just defensive breakdowns. Even this power play goal, I remember I was just sending messages in the chat, and I'm just like, who was picking up Draisaitl here? Because
Oh,
Dickinson's got to take the guy with the puck. You can't just let Nurse walk in, so he's got to turn and take that guy. And then there's 3 other Sharks that just didn't pick up Draisaitl. This is the current leader in the NHL in points. Somebody get a stick on him.
yeah.
Right. No, I could not agree more. And it just seems like there was some mental lapses and maybe you could say the rhythm of the game hasn't found the team yet. Like the individual chemistry that we saw at the beginning of the year, I think we're still seeing. But I'm thinking maybe a little bit of the brain is still stuck on the Olympic break, because in that first game, man, against coming back from Calgary, it looked like they were slogging through kind of bodily wise, getting used to the speed again. And today it kind of looked like they still had a little bit more of the brain fog. So but in that second period, the only goal that we would get would be Evan Bouchard, his 17th of the year, with Connor McDavid and Ekholm getting the assists. And again, it's here comes Edmonton again, trying to put the wet towel on the Sharks, comeuppance, and really not much of the team doing a lot in that second period, really playing in that shell. And as Ian mentioned, Askarov putting the saves in when he needs to. I think you look at that save percentage overall and go, that's not that great, but he did come in clutch when he needed to, and he had some acrobatic saves. What'd you guys think of Askarov tonight?
He's the mixed bag, right? I think that someone in the chat mentioned earlier that like his glove hand needs a lot of work, and I think that's true. But I think, I mean, overall, right? Like it's like you can look at the save percentage from the individual game, but to me, it's the stat that matters the most is the win. And Askarov made some gigantic saves at the end of that, at the end of the third period to keep the Sharks with the lead. So I mean, it's yeah. So you can be mad. Okay, yes, it's sub 900 save percentage again, but he got the win, and the Sharks don't win this game without him.
And how many goalies were really going to be making the saves that he let in for most of this game? I mean, there's not.
I think there was one I didn't like. I can't remember which one. There was one goal I didn't like.
There was
The
one.
that like,
But even then, if it was a one goal in this game, nobody would be batting an eye. If that was the one goal that went in, nobody'd care. It's that there was other goals that went in, and then the one that's on him just tied the games. And you know what?
Right. That's it.
As a goalie, unfortunately, you can't be perfect. Eric, your mic's completely gone. Don't know what happened there. But I compared Askarov's style to Binnington last game because we were talking about it during the Olympics. Binnington does not move side to side very well.
Right.
And I think Ascarov is kind of similar to that. Is when he's moving side to side, he does not set very well, and he wants to be more aggressive towards like moving out towards the puck. But with the defense as we have right now, I think he's playing further back, expecting those passes to the sides, and he's just not setting as far out as he'd like.
Yeah, when Askarov's on his game, you're going to find Askarov kind of playing in the middle of his crease. If you find him drifting out too far or playing too deep, it's generally because things aren't going right for him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple of times there where I thought they kind of forced him a little deep into his net, and then there's a couple of times like in the end there where um, I think he's doing everything he can, right? But like again, like you mentioned, the left to right movement was a little crazy, and he was just kind of like just throwing himself at the puck. I think there's like there's just a level of confidence, I guess, that's missing. And I think he'll get it back. Like he had a good game tonight, but you can tell he's fighting it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I also know this is a common issue with a lot of the Russian goalies is because of the style of the KHL and all their minor leagues. They are far more aggressive in their goaltending styles. And that typically is something that takes a few years to wean in North American hockey. And I think we're seeing that.
He's been here for a long time.
How long
he's
has
been in Milwaukee for a while? He's been here for a bit. Like
okay.
He should be pretty acclimated to the North American game at this point. I mean, not acclimated to the NHL, obviously, because this is his first full season. But he's in Milwaukee for a spell.
But I do know that
rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated.
I know Jules would absolutely hate it, but an absolute hallmark of Russian goaltending is how aggressive they are at playing the puck.
Yeah. Yeah, so, Ascarov scares me.
Yeah, I think he just has those. He has those athletic saves that you go, wow, how did he do that? And then he just has some like complete stinkers. Like, where were we at, man? I don't know. It's like he's in witness protection program on a couple of them.
But anyway, guys, I'm going to jump out of here, though. But I just want to say hello to everybody. And if you are at the game tomorrow, I will be there. Come say hi. I'm going to be the story staff wearing the Team USA jersey. Bets or bets.
Something might have happened off screen that is prompting Ian to be wearing a Team USA jersey.
Oh, say, can you see?
Anyway, though, so thanks for putting up my. I like I said, this is not my usual setup, obviously. So thanks for
you're fine, man. We're glad to have you here.
All right, guys. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.
All right, I'll see you on the morrow, man.
Night.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Welcome back. And glad your mic is back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Well, what I was trying to figure out was my audio interface working. We've been having some audio all day today, so let's see if this holds up. Trent Frederick would end up getting the tying goal in that third period. That would be his third of the year, with Matt Savoy getting the assist, and then you're kind of thinking to yourself, oh no, here we go again. It's like you just wonder, is it the team sagging or is it the Oilers pushing back? And it could be a little bit of both, but it is concerning when you do see this team like creep back up on you like it's nothing. I mean,
Mhm.
Tyler, I don't know. Did you get that pit in your stomach feeling when Edmonton tied it up 3-3?
No, I honestly, I thought the first 3 goals were something that you could absolutely pin on guys, especially on defense. You need to be a lot more careful with your passes out of the zone. So many turnovers that just prevented us from leaving the zone, and a couple times we were getting caught with our guys high, and they're unable to get back in position and stuff like that. I wasn't too worried because of how well during at least the first 40 minutes of the game the Sharks were able to hound the Oilers defense and really prevent breakouts of their own, and were able to just prevent controlled entries from the Oilers. But it's just like every time that we failed to exit the zone is when those opportunities just popped up. Unable to
Yeah.
get changes, long shifts, and just once the Oilers were in the zone, yeah, that's a team that's likely going to score more often than not.
Yeah, exactly. And just quickly, something from the chat that I thought was interesting. There were 11 scouts today in the game, so I'm wondering there's probably going to be some more activity around the Sharks. We'll see what ends up happening come trade deadline time. But there had been some rumors afoot about the Sharks perhaps being a little buyer's remorse on Kiefer Sherwood. I don't know, if it's got any fire to that smoke, but kind of interesting. And, when you start to see more and more scouts at the tank, also kind of interesting. One leads you to wonder what's being cooked up for the trade deadline. Anyways, Alexander Wenberg would get the Sharks back in front of the Edmonton Oilers with his 11th of the season, with Kurashev and Ferraro getting the assists. But the Edmonton Oilers had a hold my beer moment with Jake Wallman taking kind of a far shot and getting past Ascarov. And that's, I think, the one that we all thought, Asky really needs to have that one back. What do you think, Tyler, on that one?
I mean, I don't like the comment he has to have that one because, again, it's the NHL. These are the best shooters when it comes to hockey in the world. If it was the only one that went in, nobody'd be talking about it. And also, this is exactly why Wallman was able to fetch a first for the Sharks. He is known for having just that deadly shot from the point. And yeah, we gave him a lot of time. He was able to set up and absolutely just hone one in right past, I believe it was Gaudreau had dropped to make a block. And then Askarov, I think, got a part of it before it went in. But it was just an absolute excellent shot. And then we see that all the time where, a player can just pick their shot. And you know what? Maybe the Oilers are watching the footage and going, hey, we know this guy does not have the strongest glove hand. But overall, that goal, as much as, it's the one that you can put on Askarov, I think it was the least egregious of a mistake on the team.
Yeah. I mean, we can really pull straws and talk about his performance, but I think I'll kind of reiterate what I've said before, where I feel like he's going to make the saves that you need him to make, although he might at points let in a couple of stinkers. But at the end, when you really need somebody to make that clutch save, I think he's got that gene. Yeah. So I think that's just kind of how he plays, unfortunately. And
let's compare to another goalie that had a rookie season that had its ups and downs, and look at Devin Levi.
Yeah.
Devin Levi absolutely did the same thing. Fantastic saves. It looked like he was a shoo-in at one point for staying in the NHL, and that was Askarov in November. And then he has that slump because he's unable to continue having those performances day in, day out against the best shooters in the NHL. Yeah, he made mistakes. He's still a great goalie. But Ascarov, I think, is doing even better than what Levi was, and Levi had a better defense core around him.
That is true. That is true. Well, speaking of defense core and a guy who really did need something good, he needed to have a good game in a real bad way. Shakir Mukhamadullin, I mean, he played a hell of a game, probably his best game of the season when he gets his fourth goal of the season with Macklin and Misa getting the assists. But Mookie, I mean, really doing a good job holding the fort down in his own end tonight. You felt like, he wasn't that liability that he had kind of been going into the break. Really kind of addressed his kind of defensive deficiencies, but not being afraid to take shots. I mean, that's what I saw from him tonight, and joining the rush. Tyler, what'd you see from Mookie, and what made him do well tonight?
So, absolute breath of fresh air having Mook Madulin back. However, it should be noted, because I know a lot of people have questioned some of the decisions from the team. Apparently, it came out. I saw that Pashelka had made a post about it. He became a father yesterday, and actually, that might have been why he just wasn't on the roster.
There's your personal reason.
Yeah, personal reasons. And if that's the reason, I'm not even going to worry about it. You're gonna deal with having your baby, and that's gonna be the end of that argument. But no, he was an absolute breath of fresh air today. Excellent game all throughout. He made obviously one excellent save in lieu of Askarov. And obviously he got the game-winning goal, which apparently was the first time a defenseman has got the go-ahead goal since 2007. So absolute fantastic game out of Mook Madulin, and I'm hoping that this is just kind of his stepping stone for a more permanent role on the roster, especially as we're heading into the trade deadline. If we're moving anybody, he's going to then just be more of a permanent asset on this team.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of those confidence building kind of games where you kind of get into it and you can really build on this, for the rest of the season. And the stretch drive, we're going to need really good puck moving defensemen. We're going to need that offense generated from the back end. We're going to need secondary scoring. So good on Mookie again for stepping up today. And again, congratulations on the little kiddo. And hopefully this can just translate to some more success on the ice. But it translated overall for success for the team. And the team ends up beating the Oilers 5-4 in a really, really exciting game. If you wanted to highlight what NHL hockey, how fast it can be, and the types of back and forth it can have, here's the game for you tonight. And again, hockey's not done. We've got some CUDA action coming in at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you can double dose on your hockey this afternoon. But Tyler, I mean, besides what we saw from the Sharks this afternoon, what are you looking forward to tomorrow? And what do you think the Sharks can do to improve upon the game from today?
Well, primarily the thing I'm looking for tomorrow is Misa keeping his pace. I mean, I think both games since we've come back, he's been the best player on the rink. First game where the team was struggling, it didn't really feel like many of them had the legs. I didn't feel that from Misa. He got multiple opportunities. He was sometimes it just felt like he was unable to kind of carry the puck into the zone as like Celebrini does, but I don't think anybody expects that out of him. But today had multiple opportunities that were golden. You know what? Still the biggest criticism, I want to see him shoot more. There's a couple times where he focuses on getting that pass that he probably should just take the shot. But I thought he was excellent, and this has probably been his best game of the season.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, if you want a real-time update of where the Sharks are in the standings, the Sharks now have 60 points playing 57 games. They're tied in points with the LA Kings, who are going to be playing. Actually, I think they're playing right now. Calgary right now. It's nothing in the first. So the Sharks can stay ahead of the Kings if the Kings lose this afternoon. So that would be good. That means they would have leapfrogged one of the two teams they needed to leapfrog. And then the Predators will also play this afternoon. So hopefully Dallas can do a number on them and keep the Predators at 61 points, with the Sharks playing again tomorrow. Could lead up to 62 points and putting them 1 point behind the Seattle Kraken, who are also playing this afternoon. So lots of movement in the NHL. It is the stretch drive, so there will be movement every day. It's fun to see the Sharks, having a reason for us to talk about them during the stretch drive. It's not something that I was expecting. And again, just a little bit of icing on that cake, the rebuild cake, where we thought maybe this year we were still in the foundation of cake making, but it seems like we're just putting icing now.
Yeah, I think we're really in that aspect of the rebuild where, as much as it still is technically in the rebuild, it's more so of, you have what you need. You just kind of need to let them grow up a little bit.
Exactly.
You can't run an NHL team on a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, let's start to wrap it up here, Tyler. So, in case you miss it and you want to check us out again, sorry, doing a couple things at a time. In case you missed it and you want to check us out again, check us out across the YouTube Rewind. Of course, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we go live. Of course, if you're a long timer, we go live after every single Sharks game. And then, of course, if you want to check it out on the audio version, we are on the Apple Podcasts, the YouTube Music, the SoundCloud, the Spotify, the TuneIn, the iHeart, and the Odyssey apps of the world. Of course, you can always check us out at tealtownusa.com for the rewind and the audio version. But it was really, really good to see you, Tyler. I'm excited for the stretch drive, excited to see where the team ends up. So where can the people find you, and what are your final thoughts?
For me, you can find me on Blue Sky as under the moniker Net from Presence. And for my final thoughts, well, part of them is going to be, I hope that you are able to get your own dosage of Ian while he is in the Bay, and that I hope that all of you are able to enjoy the games you're going to go to. And I know people are excited for, what games he's going to. Basically, if he's here, he's going to the Sharks games and the Barracuda games. I'm pretty sure he's going to all of them. So if you are interested in meeting Ian or meeting Eric or meeting Jules, Puck Guy, pretty much almost all of the Teal Town team, yeah, you can find them at Sharks and Barracuda games near you.
Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate the pimpage. I couldn't have done it better myself. As far as where you can find me, you can use my first name. That's Eric, E-R-I-K, last name Landy, L-A-N-D-I, across all of the social media garbage. As far as my final thoughts are concerned, let's just enjoy this stretch drive, baby. It's going to be an interesting ride, so buckle up and get ready, because Macklin's taking us places. So just get ready for that train and hop on board, because I think it's going to be interesting. So as everybody likes to end it off here, we love to say, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real, Teal, and we will see you after the game tomorrow.